This is the QTV Nightly News, and I am Loliam Kamara. Thank you for joining us. Here are the headlines. The 28th of May 1975 saw the founding of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS. The event is being marked by leaders and citizens across the region. And also on the theme of ECOWAS at 50, we hear how the event was commemorated here in the Gambia. The Gambia Competition and Consumer Protection Commission and partners on Tuesday validated the draft Competition and Consumer Protection Bill. The intention is to strengthen the Commission's enforcement of consumer protection laws. In commemoration of Menstrual Hygiene Day, SOS Children's Villages de Gambia on Wednesday organized a vibrant career inspiration and menstrual hygiene awareness forum to empower young people and women through education, mentorship, and health advocacy. And in international news, mounting criticism over the economy and security have not been enough to knock Bola Tinubu off his stride. His party, the APC, has announced that he will be their candidate for the next Nigeria's presidential election, scheduled for 2027. Those were the headlines. Now the news in detail. Thank you for joining us. Leaders and citizens across West Africa are celebrating the 50th anniversary of the founding of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, on 28 May 1975. Since then, despite challenges, the bloc has become a cornerstone for regional integration, peacekeeping, and development. Aliou Cissé reports.
50 years ago, West African leaders, including late former president of the Gambia, Sir Dawda Kairaba Jawara, and the former Nigerian president and the only surviving founding member, Nigeria's General Yakubu Gowon, met in Lagos to lay the foundation of a united regional community. Today, that vision has matured into a strong sub-regional bloc that had and continues to play a critical role in promoting peace and security, with ECOWAS forces still stationed in the Gambia and Guinea-Bissau. However, the exit of three member countries, Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, and the suspension of Guinea-Conakry are a major setback for the 50-member bloc. In a message to mark the Golden Jubilee, the president of the ECOWAS Commission, Dr. Omar Aliou Touré, praised the resilience and achievements of the bloc, which continues to deal with security threats such as terrorism and unconstitutional change of governments.
Challenges we face today: terrorism, climate change, unconstitutional change of government, poverty and economic disparities are formidable, but so too is our collective resolve. As I have often said, ECOWAS is better and stronger together as a community.
Despite ECOWAS's notable achievements, Kweku Sekie Danso, a Ghanaian journalist, and Jonathan Aremu, a professor of international economic relations and consultant with ECOWAS, argue that the sub-region must do more to prevent further disintegration and call for urgent, stronger commitment from member states to effectively implement ECOWAS protocols.
There is more room for improvement for ECOWAS to really do a lot so that the average Ghanaian, the average Gambian, when you talk about ECOWAS, they want to associate with ECOWAS. Because I'm not saying we are not seeing what ECOWAS is doing. The name is there, but how are we feeling it? It's an integration, trade. How freely are they moving through the borders? It's really not impressive.
Look at it this way. Product is moving from Lagos, is moving to Togo. There are so many stops on the way. The transportation system and transportation logistics is not even there. Under a very good transportation policy, a regional policy, we should be operating on multimodal transportation system. That is to say, a particular product can move from the remotest area through all the mode of transportation under a single contract, not even intermodal. So that this particular product can move as fast as possible by road, by sea, by air, to where it is going. So there may be some small problems, but ECOWAS region is doing very well in terms of economic integration.
For Amadou Kamara, a member of the Gambia's delegation to the ECOWAS Parliament, the day is worth celebrating, considering the achievements amidst the challenges faced.
I think this day is worth celebrating as far as regional and sub-regional integration is concerned. ECOWAS being celebrated today at 50. On my own personal capacity, and of course as a member of the community parliament, it is worth celebrating because there are numerous achievements, milestone achievements as far as the sub-regional body is concerned.
According to observers, the 50th anniversary celebration isn't just about celebrating the achievements of ECOWAS, but a moment to reflect and recommit to the ideals of the founding fathers for a united, peaceful, and prosperous West Africa. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aliou Cisse.
Meanwhile, standing in for the Minister of Trade, Employment and Regional Integration, Baboucarr Ojuf, Defense Minister Seri Modou on Wednesday reaffirmed the Gambia's commitment to the ECOWAS Vision 2050, a roadmap which aims for a peaceful, inclusive and prosperous West Africa. Usman Jatta has the story.
After 50 years of existence, ECOWAS reflects on a journey defined by both achievements and challenges in its pursuit of advancing the region's development. On behalf of Trade Minister Baboucarr Ojuf, Defense Minister Seri Modou addressed the Golden Jubilee celebration under the theme Stronger Together for a Better Future.
We are reminded of the vision, dedication and commitment of our founding leaders who in 1975 laid the foundation for what has become a model of regional solidarity, cooperation and integration. This 50th anniversary Golden Jubilee offers a moment of reflection to assess our achievement, acknowledge our challenges.
Over the past 5 decades, ECOWAS has made significant progress in areas such as political governance, economic growth, education, health and security cooperation. The bloc has worked tirelessly to raise living standards, ensure economic stability and promote unity across the region. The regional bloc's efforts in trade liberalization and free movement of goods and people, although far from perfect, have played a key role in driving development. In the Gambia, for instance, GDP growth surpassed 4% in 2024, partly attributed to strengthened regional trade frameworks. Minister Njai highlighted how ECOWAS, through its various commissions and agencies, has contributed to the Gambia's development ambitions.
The Commission is collaborating with the Ministry and the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Welfare, the Ministry of Health in eradicating obstetric fistula by 2030, with the Ministry of Higher Education in developing a national human capital developing strategy, and with the Gambia Drug Law Enforcement Agency in constructing the Drug and Rehabilitation Center in the West Coast region.
Amidst the achievements, Minister Njai acknowledged that challenges persist, such as inadequate infrastructure, inconsistent regulations, and trade barriers continue to hamper the full realization of the bloc's potential. He urged stakeholders not to lose sight of the journey ahead, emphasizing the need for deeper collaboration and reform. In recent years, ECOWAS has faced serious credibility tests, including a wave of military coups and democratic setbacks in the region. The withdrawal of Mali, Burkina Faso and Niger, three of the bloc's founding fathers, dealt the organization a heavy blow, reflecting growing public discontent with ECOWAS's perceived shortcomings. Despite the challenges, hope remains with a renewed commitment to its founding principles. As the community marks 50 years, this year's celebration serves as a moment to reconnect with citizens, reinforce shared values and inspire a new generation to build a more united and prosperous West Africa. Usman Jatta, reporting for QTV News.
The Gambia Competition and Consumer Protection Commission and partners on Tuesday validated the draft Competition and Consumer Protection Bill. As we hear in this report by QTV's Ansumana Esonyansi, once enacted, the bill is expected to strengthen the Commission's enforcement of consumer protection laws.
The draft Competition and Consumer Protection Bill was prompted by a variety of challenges, including outdated provisions in the current consumer protection laws, which hinders the Commission's work, especially in enforcing competition regulations. To strengthen the Commission, safeguard economic growth and uphold the principles of fair competition, the Commission and stakeholders with the support of the EU and Commonwealth offices in the Gambia Tuesday validated the draft Competition and Consumer Protection Bill. Addressing partners at the event, Basiru Njai and Yasin Senghor, GCCPC Executive Secretary and Board Chair respectively, underscored the need for a new legislation that will help spur economic growth while ensuring fair competition. They also stressed the need for collective effort in ensuring its full implementation once enacted, arguing that it is only through commitment that the Commission's mandate as enshrined in the draft bill will be realized.
For years we have longed for reform. As technical experts, we have seen firsthand how outdated provisions and gaps in the legal framework hinder our ability to act proactively, swiftly, fairly, and decisively. For years, we have listened to complaints from our dear consumers, from our mothers in the markets, our youth entrepreneurs, our business owners, who rely on us to protect their rights and uphold the principles of fair competition.
In light of our current realities, the bill seeks to introduce more stringent penalties for abuse of dominance and sends an unequivocal message to all perpetrators and practices that undermine competition and consumer welfare. It is not only about punishing success, it's about ensuring that success is not built on exclusionary practices and the suffocation of fair economic principles.
For the EU and Commonwealth representatives, Lumana Kamasi and Azuka Agundeji, Tuesday's event represents a significant step in the Gambia's quest to institute laws that respond to the needs of the Gambian people. They challenge stakeholders, particularly the GCCPC, to ensure the bill succeeds by ensuring its enactment and full implementation. The Gambia's Minister of Trade was represented by Defense Minister Sering Modunjai, who spoke highly of the draft bill and how it will help address many challenges, notably consumer complaints.
The bill addresses key gaps that has limited the powers and impact of the Commission, such as the introduction of fines for abuse of dominance and exploitative market conduct, power to initiate consumer protection investigations, as well as the removal of all fees attached to the lodging of consumer complaints. Once the bill is enacted, all consumer lodge complaints at zero cost. This goes to show the commitment of the government in safeguarding the interests of consumers and enhancing their welfare.
Before Tuesday's validation, GCCPC officials held a series of stakeholder consultations and technical reviews to ensure that all stakeholders' needs were captured in the draft. Once enacted, the new draft bill is hoped to promote access to quality products, competitive pricing, and markets that reward innovation and fairness. Ansmane Sonyasi for KTV News.
We'll now go for a commercial break. When we return, we hear about the commemoration of Menstrual Hygiene Day. We also hear how folks from fishing communities are being taught skills to help them adapt to the impact of climate change. Do stay tuned.
Browse with us. QCell brings you a promo like never before. Get unlimited internet for just $25. Yes! Recharge $25 and enjoy the convenience of free internet from 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. every day with our Browse with Us promo. With this amazing offer, you can browse, stream, and download all your favorite movies for free. So why wait? Recharge $25 today and enjoy free internet only with QCell between 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. For more information, call customer care on 111. QCell, Senior Bus. We innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply. Being the Gambia's trusted network, QCell continues to provide the fastest and most reliable internet service in the Gambia. With 4G plus internet speed, you are guaranteed fast and reliable internet anytime, anywhere with QCell. Get a QCell SIM card now at any of our customer care centers and enjoy the fastest 4G internet in the Gambia. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Senior Bus. We innovate, others follow.
Welcome back, and this is QTV News. In commemoration of Menstrual Hygiene Day, SOS Children's Villages, the Gambia, on Wednesday organized a vibrant career inspiration and menstrual hygiene awareness forum aimed at empowering young people and women through education, mentorship, and health advocacy. Yafatu Gay reports.
Menstrual Hygiene Day is commemorated on the 28th of May each year to raise awareness on the importance of menstrual health and hygiene. This event brought together youth from various communities alongside professionals from 6 diverse organizations who share their career journeys, challenges, and strategies for success. Through these inspirational stories, the forum sought to ignite ambition among participants, offering practical guidance and mentorship to help them pursue meaningful and sustainable career paths. In addition to the career seminar, a significant part of the day was dedicated to menstrual hygiene awareness, with the goal of fostering open dialogue and reducing the stigma surrounding menstruation. Fatulit Jallo, Program Development Manager at SOS Children's Village, The Gambia, highlighted the critical importance of menstrual hygiene management and career development, especially in the context of empowering young girls.
Research studies show that a significant number of women miss work days due to menstrual symptoms. This reduces workplace productivity, which can impact on their salary promotion and ultimately their career progression.
Nyanya Njai, the country representative of DHL Group, highlighted the organization's active role in promoting menstrual hygiene as part of its border cooperation social responsibility and commitment to community development.
Menstrual hygiene day is very important for youth in Africa. For instance, we have so many stereotypes that we don't talk about girls, we don't talk about menstrual hygiene with our parents. Growing up, it was a taboo for me to talk about menstrual hygiene. So if we have events like that, DHL is really eager to support SOS Village.
Despite being a natural and vital biological process, menstruation remains a deeply stigmatized topic in many parts of the world, including the Gambia. These stigmas are often rooted in cultural taboos, misinformation, and social silence that surrounds the subject. Mustafa John, Head of Corporation Affairs at Standard Chartered Bank, along with Maimuna Kamara, a participant in the event, jointly called for the elimination of the stigma surrounding menstruation.
Oh, I think it's extremely important, especially for men. I think it's the challenges that period hygiene is having, and it's still a taboo for most people here in the Gambia.
A society without women is not possible. So women there should be taken care of. Girls from the young age are educated on menstrual hygiene and menstruation, and they'll be told that it's not a shame.
Efforts like Menstrual Hygiene Day and forums organized by institutions such as SOS Children's Village aims to break the silence around menstruation through education, advocacy, and open conversation. These initiatives work to normalize menstruation, dispel harmful myths, and promote menstrual health as a fundamental human right. Reporting for QTV News, this is Yafatu Gay.
The GCCI, in partnership with the Ministry of Fisheries, with support from the UNIDO GEF6 project, on Wednesday commenced 3 days basic business training program for 40 fisher folks from several coastal settlements. The training is aimed at strengthening their capacities to adapt to climate change. And Sumana Esonyasi again.
These participants, drawn from coastal villages, have been in the fishing business for many years. However, with little or no experience on how to formally run a business, coupled with the impact of climate change, which has affected their businesses over the years, they have been left to fend for themselves. To ensure their businesses are well structured and that they are equipped with the requisite knowledge to adapt to the ever-growing impact of climate change on their businesses, Babukar Saho, the Deputy CEO of the GCCI, and Babaning Kanyi of the Department of Fisheries, shared with us the project's targets and the expected impact of the training on the businesses of these 40 participants.
Is to impart them with basic skills like bookkeeping, business formalization, having the concept of you as an entrepreneur, the entity concept, separating themselves from their businesses. Because we believe that with this initiative, it could add an extra layer of competence to these men and women who are working very hard on a daily basis to, put food on the table.
The other component is resilience building models, like in businesses for fisheries operators and also communities that are dependent on fisheries in coastal communities. The other component is climate change awareness campaigns and community empowerment on the impact of climate change.
The project, dubbed JEF 6 Fisheries CCA project, is expected to benefit over 10,000 people involved in the fishing sector, either directly or indirectly. However, with the ever-growing impact of climate change on the Gambia's fisheries sector, with its effects expected to rise with an expected increase in temperature soon, they stress the timeliness of such a training and urge participants to employ sustainable fishing and business methods.
I strongly believe that in addition to the capacity of the trainers and their ability to impart knowledge on the beneficiaries, I equally believe the beneficiaries also have a lot of information, practical on-ground experience that they can share with the GCCI and the trainers, and that will also serve as a feedback mechanism to us so that we know how to structure our efforts to better serve this very, very important stakeholder.
As we may already know, climate change has impacts, especially on fisheries. There is dwindling fish stock due to several other factors like sea level rise, floods, heat spells, cold spells, and torrential rainfalls. So because of that impact, this project has come to intervene so that it will reduce those barriers.
Meanwhile, they express gratitude to Unido JEF for providing the funding for the project at the tune of $2.2 million and also for providing technical support. While this training is also expected to positively impact their businesses, it is also expected to help them deal with challenges such as climate change and overfishing through life-changing business ideas. Answane Sonyase for KTV News.
And international news. As President Bola Tinubu marks 2 years in office, his bid for a second term is already taking shape, even as economic pain continues to grip millions of Nigerians. Our Bob tells us more.
Over the weekend, the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC, declared Tinubu its sole candidate for the 2027 presidential election. Across major cities, campaign posters promise renewed hope and a brighter future. While political momentum grows, 2 opposition governors from key oil-rich states recently joined the APC. Tinubu remains defiant in the face of criticism, insisting his reforms, though painful, are necessary. "I know Nigerians are going through pain," he said in a recent address, "but these are the difficult choices required to put us on the path of true economic recovery." When he took office in May 2023, Tinubu quickly removed fuel subsidies and floated the naira, aiming to liberalize the economy and curb government spending. While the moves were applauded by markets, they unleashed a wave of inflation. Petrol prices jumped 5-fold, transportation costs surged, and the price of food, housing, and essential goods followed suit. Public outrage spilled in the streets, with labor unions threatening nationwide strikes. However, this week, the president met with labor unions for what was said to be constructive talks. Still, Tinubu is forging ahead. His re-election picked centers on staying the course, arguing that short-term pain will yield long-term gain. His party, however, seemed convinced that he is the man to lead them and the country come to the next election. One businessman, Arthur Eze,
going so far as to describe Tinubu as God's gift to Nigeria. Whether voters will accept that argument remains uncertain. For many, trust in Tinubu's economic promises must be earned not through slogans but through real relief in daily life. For QTV News, I am our Bob.
Before we end, here's a recap of the headlines. The 28th of May 1975 saw the founding of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS. The event is being marked by leaders and citizens across the region. And also on the theme of ECOWAS at 50, we heard how the event was commemorated here in the Gambia. The Gambia Competition and Consumer Protection Commission and partners on Tuesday validated the draft Competition and Consumer Protection Bill. The intention is to strengthen the Commission's enforcement of consumer protection laws. In commemoration of Menstrual Hygiene Day, SOS Children's Villages The Gambia on Wednesday organized a vibrant career inspiration and menstrual hygiene awareness forum to empower young people and women through education, mentorship, and health advocacy. And in international news, mounting criticism over the economy and security have not been enough to knock Bola Tinubu off his stride. His party has announced that he will be their candidate for the next Nigerian presidential election scheduled for 2027. That's all for this news bulletin. Join us again tonight at 10 p.m. for another bulletin. Until then, thanks for watching.